Can I tell you something? I think a lot of us are so kind to everybody else, but we're so unbelievably cruel to ourselves. Like, the moment one thing goes wrong, you fail an exam, somebody leaves your life, or maybe things don't work out the way you wanted. And the first person you start attacking is yourself. Suddenly, it's, I'm not enough, I'll never get there, nothing good ever happens to me. Baby, who told you that? Like, genuinely, who told you that? Because if your best friend came to you crying and saying like, I don't think I'm good enough, would you look at them and say, yeah, you're right? Of course you wouldn't. So why is it okay when you say those things to yourself? You know what's funny? Back in March, I was exactly like that. Everything just felt so heavy. One bad thing happened, then another, then another. And before I knew it, I started convincing myself that my life was falling apart. I wasn't doing much. I wasn't taking care of myself properly. I just sat there with all these negative thoughts until they started feeling like facts. And I honestly think that's one of the most dangerous places to be. Because after a while, you stop questioning your thoughts. You just believe them. Now, I'm not really an overly spiritual person, but I do believe in manifestation. But not in a way like you just sit there and the universe magically hands you everything. No. I think manifestation starts with your mind because whatever you constantly tell yourself, you start becoming. How can you see opportunities if you're only looking for proof that your life is terrible? Then one day I literally sat and thought, what am I doing? Why am I speaking to myself like somebody I hate? Why am I waiting for life to become better when I'm making my own mind such a difficult place to live? So I started changing little things, not because my life suddenly became perfect, but because I realized I deserve better for myself too. I started taking action, I started believing that good things could happen to me. But you know what's funny? When your mindset changes, your actions change. When your actions change, your life slowly starts changing too. People started asking me, Bobo, are you only one person? How do you have time to do all these things? Because they didn't see the version of me that spent months doing absolutely nothing. Because I thought nothing good would ever happen. They only saw what happened after I chose to get back up. Can I ask you something? When was the last time you were actually on your side? Because self-love isn't expensive skincare. It's not buying yourself flowers every month. It's about how you speak to yourself when nobody else is around you. It's about choosing not to believe every horrible thought your mind throws at you. It's reminding yourself that one bad chapter is not going to make your whole story bad. And another thing, please stop comparing your timeline to everybody else. I know it's hard. You see people your age getting their dream job, getting married, building businesses, traveling the world, and you're sitting there thinking, when is it going to be my turn? Baby, who said your story had to look like theirs? Maybe your turning point is next month, or maybe it's next year, or maybe the version of you that is meant for that life is being built. You don't know, so please be patient with yourself. Speak kindly to yourself. Manifest good things, yes, but also become the kind of person who believes they're worthy of receiving them. Because that's what self-love really is. It's not thinking you're perfect. It's looking at yourself, flaws and all, and still saying, I'm not giving up on you. I hope one day that voice in your head starts sounding a little more like your biggest supporter instead of your biggest critic. Because you deserve that. You really do.